Hello and welcome back to the Pixel Street Podcast. This is episode 247 of the show, and there's not much news other than shitty, sad news of layoffs in the industry. It's crazy the trend that's going on. So, um, this week, me and John are going to go through the 2023 Game Awards nominations, and we are going to each choose a game that we think is going to win the category, and we are also going to choose a game that we would like to win the category. So those don't have to be the same thing, but we are only going to give score to the ones we think are going to win the category. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, so pretty much we're betting on we're trying to guess which one's gonna get it right. If we're right, we get a point. We'll come back after the Game Awards air in like 3 weeks or so, and we'll see who wins. It's gonna be me, obviously.
I doubt it.
But yeah,
I doubt it.
outside of this, nothing except bad stuff is going
Can
on
we-
in the gaming world. So
Can we talk about PlayStation Portal real quick?
go ahead.
What a weird device, right?
Yep.
Like
Mhm.
the reviews, like people who are reviewing it are saying like, "Oh yeah, this is like an 8 out of 10 product. Like it's really good if you want to remote play." But like the use case is so niche for it. Like don't get me wrong, John. If this was like an Xbox equivalent that did the same thing, I would probably buy it because I play my Xbox every day. I'm always on Xbox, and like it would be cool to have something to do that on my couch, even though I already have a Steam Deck that is fully capable of remote playing. It's just the weird thing about the PlayStation Portal is that like even if you bring that thing out in public, which Sony has made very clear you're not supposed to do because
I don't
it
think
doesn't have a case or anything for it. So if you throw it in your
Also-
backpack, it's going to get all scuffed up.
it needs your Wi-Fi, doesn't it?
It needs any Wi-Fi. It doesn't have to be your Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So if you read like in IGN's review, right? The reviewer took it to a coffee shop because you can remote play from anywhere. You don't have to be at home to remote play on your home Xbox. And he went to a coffee shop, and the coffee shop he went to was a Dunkin' Donuts. And you know how if you stay in hotels or you connect to public Wi-Fi, sometimes it asks you to open a web browser to like accept their terms before connecting. Obviously, the PlayStation Portal has nothing on it. It's just a streaming device.
It doesn't have a browser. Yeah.
It doesn't have a browser at all, so he couldn't even connect there. So he had to go to another coffee shop that did not have something like that, which is just bizarre to me. Like, that's crazy. On top of it, you can only use wired headphones right now because the two headsets that are coming out aren't even out yet that work with the PlayStation Link. There's so much wrong with it, which is just wild to me.
I can't think of the name for it, but the PS5 headset doesn't connect to it?
No, the Pulse, the current one does not.
Pulse. Wow.
No, because the current one only connects to the PS5 via a dongle. You have to plug a dongle into your PS5 for it to work, a USB dongle. And
That's
the new
right.
ones have, I think, called PlayStation Link, PS Link, which is like a new wireless tech.
Bluetooth thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have Bluetooth on the. I don't know. It's very weird. But anyway, this is the Pixel Street Podcast.
They didn't want you connecting them to an Xbox. That's pretty much it.
I mean, I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
It's 100% it. They want to keep you in their ecosystem. All right, let's talk about Game Awards.
Well, I mean, that's not why the Portal wouldn't have Bluetooth, though. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, 100% that is.
What would you connect to an? You can't connect the Portal to an Xbox via Bluetooth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They keep it in their ecosystem.
I don't know. Either way, this is the Pixel Street Podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at Pixel Street. Check out our pin tweet there for all the links to our social media, including Discord. There's an invite there. Come send us pics. Do not send us dick pics. Just normal pictures is fine. Those will do.
We do not consent to dick pics.
Fun fact, I hung out with a bunch of internet peeps this weekend, including Connor Kopp. He's a real person.
I'm going to say, after talking about dick pics, I don't know if fun fact was the thing I expected to hear.
Well, fun fact. Connor Kopp is a real person.
He likes
loves sending dick pics. He is a brony. He is a brony.
Yeah, he is.
But yeah, hung out with Connor, Alex, and Chad and Matt. So it was a good time. It was a good weekend. But anyway, let's get into these Game Award nominations. There's a lot on here, so we may be talking for a bit. We're going to start from the bottom and go up to Game of the Year, John. How does that sound?
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
All right. So just to go through the nominations, they are Game of the Year, Best Game Direction, Best Narrative, Best Art Direction, Best Score and Music, Best Audio Design, Best Performance, Innovation in Accessibility, Games for Impact, Best Ongoing, Best Community Support, Best Independent Game, Best Debut Indie Game, controversial, Best Mobile Game, Best VR AR, Best Action Game, Best Action Adventure, Best RPG, Best Fighting, Best Family. I vote for the Cosbys. I'm just kidding. Bill Cosby's a pedophile. Best Sim slash Strategy,
Wow.
Best Sports slash Racing, Best Multiplayer, Best Adaptation, and Most Anticipated Game. We decided to cut off all the content creators and esports teams because me and John just aren't. We don't follow those communities very heavily, so like we
We
would
looked
just
at
be we'd be throwing a dart at that
we
point.
we we looked at the list and we said we don't know who any of these people
Although
are.
John, okay, John, here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna do those by throwing a dart. We're gonna go quick round those ones at the end, and
Let's just do
because
it now
if
then. Let's just do
all
it
right,
now.
okay, so because if we have a tie, we can rely on these last
Okay.
6. So we can add them to the end here. We can rely on these 6 only in the event of a tie. Okay.
Yeah.
Only that's we're making this clear right
Let's
now. Only
yes.
in the event of a tie are we relying on these 6.
Okay. Boom.
So in those last ones are Content Creator of the Year, Best Esports Game, Best Esports Athlete, Best Esports Team, Best Esports Coach, and Best Esports Event. So we're going to start at the bottom with Best Esports Event.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
this award is recognizing an event across single or multiple days that delivered the best of class experience for participants and the broadcast audience. So these are your options: League of Legends, Blast TV Paris Major. I have no idea what that is. Evo 2023. I know what that is. The International Dota 2 Championships and Valorant Championships. I'm going Evo.
I would probably go Evo as well. That's your vote, but who do you think is this? Who you
I
think
vote
will
Evo.
win?
I don't.
Yeah.
We don't know, so I'm not. I'm just
All
gonna
right.
vote
Yeah. For
Evo.
these ones, let's just these first few. Let's just say our vote is what we go for. Okay. Yeah. So Evo.
Yeah, for best esports event.
I'm in the process of still filling out our thing. Ah, where am I? Athlete, best team.
Do you want me to help you real quick?
I got it. Esports team. Best esports coach. And best esports event. Okay. All right. So Evo. I'm
For both of
actually
us.
just yeah. Evo. Evo.
Okay, for best esports coach, the esports coach judged to be the most outstanding for performance and conduct in 2023. Let's say I'm gonna go based off picture here. I'm not even gonna read their names. I'm gonna go with. This is hard, man.
I'm
I'm gonna
just
go
gonna
with
say
Christine Potter. She's holding a trophy.
so she has won something. All of these
Yes.
people have probably won something. I'm
Yes.
gonna go Gunpud because he plays Overwatch.
All right. That's a reason.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next category. Best esports team, recognizing a specific esports team, not the full organization. Judge the most outstanding for performance and conduct in 2023. Evil Geniuses, Fnatic, uh, Gaiman Gladiators, JD Gaming, and Team Valiant. You go first. You go first. I did the last one first.
I've never heard of any of these, but Fnatic kind of sounds familiar, so I'm gonna go with them, I guess.
I'm gonna go Team Vitality just because I like those jerseys that they're wearing.
All right.
Up next, best esports athlete. The esports athlete judged to be the most outstanding for performance and conduct in 2023, irrespective of game. Let's see. I'm not going to try and read all these names
I
because some of them are
yeah,
foreign.
I'm
Let's go
I'm
with
just
Paco Hydra Ruzwies. I'm going to
just
go Paco
give me his nickname. What is it?
Hydra. Hydra.
Hydra. Okay. Um, I'm gonna do Faker.
You
Real
also
quick,
forgot
who?
to put my
What?
esports team,
Yeah, I was just gonna ask who was it again?
which Vitality.
Vitality. All right, there. I
Moving
should be
on,
able to cut it now.
best esports game for the game that has delivered the best overall esports experience to players, inclusive of tournaments, community support, and content updates. We got Counter Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, PUBG Mobile, which is very weird, and Valorant.
Yeah, specifically the mobile is an odd thing. I'm gonna say
Oh, you know
Valorant.
what's this is this category contradicts itself because at the end of the
Probably.
description it says irrespective of genre or platform, but it clearly says PUBG Mobile.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Uh,
they're saying like specifically the mobile version is different than just regular PUBG. Like there's not crossplay there,
yeah,
so
probably.
they're like, okay, we're including the mobile side here. I That's all I got.
Let's go Counter Strike for me.
Counter Strike. Okay, say that's a
All
safe
right,
bet.
content creator of the year for a streamer or content creator who has made an important and positive impact on the community in 2023. I'm going people make games. It just sounds like a good group of people
That
and
probably is a good reason. I chose Iron Mouse because I think it would be really funny to see a VTuber go up and accept an
that would be
award.
funny. That would be
Yeah,
funny. All right. Now those were just the ones that are tiebreaker material
yeah.
because we don't know anything about it. So these are the ones we actually have some insight on. Most anticipated game, recognizing an announced game that has How do you say that? Demonstrably? De-
That has demonstrably illustrated potential
there
to
you go.
push the gaming medium forward. I
Uh,
already know
final.
what you're going to choose here.
Yeah. So Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hades 2, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Star Wars Outlaws, and Tekken 8. I'm going Final Fantasy. You knew that from the
Yep, I
you
knew
already typed
that.
it in.
I
You already
did. I
typed it
knew
in.
it. Uh, to be fully transparent here, I don't really care that much for any of these games. If I was to choose one, I would probably go Star Wars Outlaws, even though I'm not a Star Wars fan. That game did look pretty impressive to me, and I'm excited to see more.
So which one are you? Oh, so that's the one you think is going to win as well?
Oh, yeah, duh, I forgot that we're doing that. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Because for me, it's both. I want that one, and
Yeah.
I think it's going to win.
Yeah, I would say I want Star Wars Outlaws, and then also that it. I mean, that's just kind of how. If it's our pick for most anticipated, that's probably what we would go with anyway.
Okay. The
Now
next,
here's where things start getting
yeah,
interesting.
the next award, Best Adaptation, recognizing outstanding creative work with faithfully and authentically, which faithfully, wait, what? That faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium. We have Castlevania Nocturne, Gran Turismo the movie, The Last of Us the TV show, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and Twisted Metal TV show. I think for me, it's going to be the same for both. I want The Last of Us to win, and I think The Last of Us will win.
All right.
and I think just like the whole Hollywood aspect is going to be awesome in this, no matter who wins. Because I think it's between
So,
two. I think it's between The Last of Us and the Mario movie.
yeah. I was going to say I hope that the Mario movie wins, but I think The Last of Us will. Uh
Yeah.
it's just the Game Awards is a thing that core gamers care about more, and I think if this was like a general public thing, the Mario movie would easily win. But since we are in a group full of just so many like hardcore gamers, I think The Last of Us is going to win this one. But I
Yeah,
do want the
it's
Mario movie to win.
like between the two, I think either would be really cool to see win because the Game Awards is hosted in LA, so like the potential of a cameo for somebody to accept the award would just be really cool. Like to see
Mhm.
Pedro Pascal or Bella Ramsey there,
See
or
him
I
come
mean,
out with a golf club.
I guess Chris Pratt if you're into that
Yeah,
sort of thing. But yeah.
yeah.
Best multiplayer for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co op and massively multiplayer experiences, irrespective of game genre or platform. We have Baldur's Gate 3, Diablo 4, Party Animals, Street Fighter 6, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. That's a weird list of best multiplayer games, right?
Yeah, there's not. So right off the bat, I'm gonna say Super Mario Brothers Wonder looks like a great game. I haven't played it yet, but all I have heard is that the multiplayer is just kind of there, and I'm really
Okay.
surprised that it's even in this category. So I'm definitely not voting for it there. Um, my thing is that Diablo 4, I've almost exclusively played that single player, even though I know, of course, it's a multiplayer game and you can squad up and everything. I don't think of it as a multiplayer game, really.
I'm the opposite. I do think of it as a
Uh,
multiplayer game.
yeah. See, well, if I played with friends, maybe, but yeah, I just play it
And
solo.
and I feel like the same can be said about Baldur's Gate 3. There's a lot of people that play that by themselves, and there's probably
Hmm.
a lot of people that play that multiplayer.
I am gonna I would say I want Party Animals to win because that is
Yeah,
100% a pure multiplayer game, and seeing it beat all these other like juggernauts in the gaming
yeah.
industry at an award would be insane. That said, I think Street Fighter 6 is going to win because
That's
it is
those are literally the two things I was gonna say. I want Party Animals. I think Street Fighter wins it though.
all right. Hell yeah, we're on the same wavelength here.
Next category: best sports slash racing for the best traditional and non-traditional sports and racing game. We have EA Sports FC 24, F1 2023, Forza Motorsport, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, and the Crew Motorfest. So I'll start since you did the last one. I want and think Forza Motorsport will win this.
Okay. Um, why do they even call this a sports category? Like they always only have like one sports title in here, and the rest is always racing. Isn't that
Yeah, it
always
it's
the case?
it, and like the dumb thing is that like the sports games are the same more or less year to year, and
Yeah,
that's why there's racing games in here more than sports.
you might as well just get rid of the sports thing. Just call it best racing.
Or
But
yeah,
yeah,
have a best racing category and a best sports category.
um, I also think that Forza will win. I am hoping, and I'm gonna vote for Hot Wheels Unleashed 2. Even though I completely forgot that that game came out.
And you haven't even played it. I
Nope.
love it. I love it. Next category, best sim slash strategy. Best game focused on real time or turn based simulation or strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform. We have Advance Wars 1 and 2, Reboot Camp, Cities Skylines 2, which I know Loops was just in the chat and he's been playing the hell out of, Company of Heroes 3, Fire Emblem Engage, and Pikmin 4.
Before we make our bets here, I am gonna say I would be shocked if City Skylines 2 wins this because all I have heard from other people is how bad that game is. How like
I haven't played it.
it, I haven't either, and I'm not going to because this is the kind that's the kind of game I would play when I was a kid and I had a lot of time. Nope, not anymore. I just don't have that. Advanced Wars 1 and 2 is one that I would like to see win. I am going to go with Fire Emblem Engage here, though, because that is a game I did play and I enjoyed it.
Okay. I did not play any of these games. So just based on it, I would like City Skylines to win just because it looks interesting to me. Like that's a game I think I would enjoy playing. But I think Pikmin 4 will win. I'll give it to Pikmin 4. I know that everybody says that Pikmin's a great game, so
Yeah,
I'll give it to them.
they are saying it's pretty great. I just I don't
And
know.
didn't they say it was the best-selling Pikmin yet in terms of like post-launch
It
sales?
it is because it reached like 2 million. Like
Yeah.
Pikmin has always been a bad selling franchise for Nintendo.
Next up, Best Family for the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. Disney Illusion Island, Party Animals, Pikmin 4, Sonic Superstars, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I wish that Party Animals could win this just because, like, the same reason we said before with,
Mhm.
like, all these juggernauts, but Super Mario Bros. Wonder, there's no doubt that they're going to win this for me.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty safe bet. I'm gonna go. I hope that Disney Illusion Island wins because I want more Mickey Mouse and Friends games, more Disney games in general. I will say for this, um, yeah, I'm kind of with you that I was like, man, I really want to say Party Animals, but it's got to be Mario Wonder.
Yeah. It's
It
Mario, man.
this is the category that Nintendo is going to win every single year. It just doesn't matter.
I did play like 2 or 3 levels of Mario Wonder with Elise and Chad over the weekend, but not enough to like talk about my time with it because it was barely anything.
hmm
Up next, we have Best Fighting for the best game designed primarily around head to head combat. God of Rock, never heard of that. Mortal Kombat 1, Nickelodeon All Star Brawl 2, Pocket Bravery, Street Fighter 6. I
I
would
mean,
love Nickelodeon to win this just because that would be funny as
yeah,
hell.
that's
Um,
where I'm
be,
at too.
because
But
because it feels like the first Nickelodeon All Star Brawl came out like a year
it
ago.
was so mediocre that
Yeah,
it's so funny that the sequel is included in here. But they keep saying it's good.
yeah.
Um,
Street Fighter 6 is winning
this one,
this,
it's got to be Street Fighter Six. I'm gonna. I
and
want
is
Mortal Kombat One
especially
to win though.
especially considering Mortal Kombat 1 was like so memeified when it launched on the Switch. I don't think
That's
it has a
right. Yeah,
chance.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's Street Fighter Six.
Best RPG for the best game designed with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer
This
experiences.
will. I'm interested to see what you choose on this one.
It's not going to be Final Fantasy. I think it's
Okay.
weird. Yeah, I don't
It's
know. I
more of an
think
action adventure game, you feel?
yeah, it's not. I don't know because it's like it's not like your traditional Final Fantasy game from the past,
Yeah.
right? Hold on.
It
Best
does
game
feel
designed with rich player character customization and progression. I guess it is RPG technically, but it feels more
in this
like
in the same way just about any game is an RPG as Final Fantasy 16.
yeah, I guess. We have Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Lies of P, Sea of Stars, and Starfield. I would love Starfield to win this just because I love that game, but Baldur's Gate 3 without a doubt is winning this category.
Yeah. Um yeah, I think it's got to be Baldur's Gate 3. There's just too many people love it. And
Yeah.
Starfield. I want Sea of Stars to win because I think that was a brilliant little indie RPG. Um yeah, I think that game is absolutely great.
I gotta keep playing it.
Yep.
Next category is Best Action Adventure. For the Best Action Adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. Alan Wake 2, Marvel's Spider Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Go ahead, John.
Um so obviously I'm a huge Zelda fan. Um any of these are deserving. Like this is a huge toss up for me. Um when we're talking specifically about an action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving, traversal's the big thing here for me. I think it's going to be Spider-Man 2. Um, just the best traversal in any game I've ever played, and I love the combat. I love the puzzles in Tears of the Kingdom, but Spider-Man 2, I think it's going to get the nod in this particular instance.
I'm the complete opposite. I really
All right,
think I really want Spider-Man 2 to win, just because I love that game. But I really think Tears of the Kingdom is gonna win this,
that's
just because of
interesting.
like just because of like all the new building features and like how you can
So
build
good.
stuff to then traverse the map. Like
Mm.
that's like a game changer for that series.
Yeah,
Up
I get it.
next, best action game. For the best game in the action genre focused primarily on combat, the nominees are Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon, Dead Island 2, Ghost Runner 2, Hi Fi Rush, and Remnant 2. I want Hi Fi Rush just because I haven't beaten it yet, but I love the art style. I love the, um, what the fuck do you call it? Time based, action of the game.
Hmm.
But I think Armored Core 6 wins this.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. It's a um, from software game, so they've kind of like Nintendo in the family genre. They just kind of have a leg up in this category going forward. I'm gonna go with Hi-Fi Rush though. I want them to win, and I think they will win, just because I think they're the first. It's the first game to really nail down that time-based combat and like get it so that it always felt good. It never felt bad to like, oh, I messed up. Now I just got hit because of no reason. Like everything came together perfectly in that game from a combat standpoint. I think it will win.
I hope so. Best VR AR for the best game experience playable in virtual or augmented reality, irrespective of platform. Nominations are Gran Turismo 7, Horizon Call of the Mountain, Humanity, Resident Evil Village VR mode, and Synapse.
Obviously, I haven't played any virtual reality because it makes me sick. I'm gonna choose humanity though because I played that normal and I really liked it. No idea how
Um,
it plays in VR, but whatever.
yeah, I've only played two of these games, Gran Turismo 7 and Horizon Call of the Mountain, and this is a hard one because like VR is so unpredictable because like it's such a niche way to play games where like I don't even know.
Hmm.
Like I have no idea like how many people played any of these games. So I'm just gonna say I want and think Gran Turismo 7 is gonna win this. Just because I loved playing that game in VR. It was a ton of fun.
All right.
Best mobile
Um,
game for the best game playable on a mobile device. Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, Hello Kitty Island Adventure. This is like that's like a the South Park
that
meme, right?
that is hilarious
I didn't know
when
that that
that
was a
is
thing that came out.
I didn't know that was a real game. Um, that
And
is
then we have
hilarious.
Honkai Star Rail, Monster Hunter Now, and Terra Nil. I don't know, so I don't really
I
care who wins this.
I
I
am
think Monster Hunter's
begging.
winning
I am begging for Hello Kitty to win.
for the like. You think people are gonna meme this into existence? This win?
I am begging that we meme it. I just voted for it. But I think Honkai Star Rail will win because it's the Genshin Impact company. They're gonna win it.
I said Monster Hunter. Best debut indie game. For the best debut game created by a new independent studio. Cocoon, Dredge, Pizza Tower, which that art style looks awesome. I gotta check that out.
It's very
Venba
good.
and Viewfinder. I haven't played any of these games, so I'm gonna guess Cocoon based on what I've heard everybody talking about lately.
Yeah, Cocoon's great. I really enjoyed playing it about a month or so ago. It's made by the lead developer of Limbo and Inside, which are just excellent games. And yeah, Cocoon is very good as well. I am gonna go Pizza Tower as one that I really hope wins it. But you know, I don't necessarily believe it's gonna win it. But just to kind of throw a little wrench in the plans here, I'm gonna just go with my heart on this one because I want that one to win. It's got like a Wario Land aesthetic. Also, shout out to Venba. I don't think it really has much of a chance here, but I know a lot of people really enjoyed that for the way it shows like an Indian family kind of trying to get settled in a new country with their family. So it's nice.
Next up, we have Best Independent Game for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. We have Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, Sea of Stars, and Viewfinder. I'm gonna say I want and think Sea of Stars are gonna win this.
I agree. I think the fact that Dave the Diver is in an indie game, it shouldn't be here anyway. I think enough people know that, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm not voting for that anyway." Even though people do like that game, Sea of Stars is just such a good RPG. Like I was saying earlier, like the story, the art style, everything about it is so charming and nice. I really hope and think that one will win.
Up
Next one's
next, we
next
have
one.
Best Community Support, recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates/patches. We have Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, and No Man's Sky.
If Destiny 2 wins this, this is going to be the most awkward award acceptance ever
Yes,
because they just fired like their entire community team.
I agree. Yeah, there's no way Destiny 2 wins
No,
this.
absolutely not.
I'm gonna go Cyberpunk 2077.
That that game is kind of having its No Man's Sky moment at the moment, and I totally want to recognize that. I think Baldur's Gate 3 will win though, just because everyone sees Baldur's Gate and they're like, "Oh, I want that to win."
Best Ongoing, awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. We have Apex Legends, Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact. I want and think Fortnite will win this.
Just because it brought back the original map.
Yep, if they hadn't done that in the last few weeks, I don't know what I'd be voting for. It still might be Fortnite.
I do find it weird that Cyberpunk is on this list. While I said that it's
Yeah,
having its moment as a comeback game, I don't think one expansion doesn't make it an ongoing game, right?
it.
Like, I just
I
don't
don't
buy
think
into that.
so because by that theory, yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah,
Like if you look at this list, they're all multiplayer games except for Cyberpunk.
yeah, and that makes sense because an ongoing game, a game as a service, are traditionally
Yeah,
multiplayer games.
and I guess maybe they're considering like because they came out with like the 2.0 patch for Cyberpunk in the last
I
year
guess
that like revamped the skill trees and everything. So I don't know.
fixing up the game because it was so bad and broken on launch, that shouldn't
Yeah,
really
that shouldn't.
count as an ongoing thing. Like, I don't like that. I'm going with Apex Legends though. I haven't played the game in forever. I don't know if it's any good anymore, but I enjoyed it back when I did play it, and it's not Fortnite.
Okay. Next up, we have Games for Impact for a thought provoking game with a pro social meaning or message. We have A Space for the Unbound, Chance of Sinar, Goodbye Volcano High, Chia, Terra Nil, and Venba. I don't know, but I'm gonna guess Venba based on what you said about the game before.
Venba is the only game on this list that I've played, so I'm going with that. I can't really talk about the other ones, so I don't have anything to say.
Okay, so we're both going with Venba. Innovation in accessibility, recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. Diablo 4, Forza Motorsport, Hi Fi Rush, Marvel's Spider Man 2, Mortal Kombat 1, and Street Fighter 6.
In the past with like games like The Last of Us Part 2 where the accessibility stuff
Yeah,
was a big selling point on it. I
I don't
can't
think
think
any of
of
these have it.
I don't think of any of these like that.
One
Um
thing one thing I will say is earlier I looked at like earlier today I was casting my PS5 to my Steam Deck, and in doing so, like my Steam Deck doesn't have the touchpad that the PS5 controller has. And I could not for the life of me find the setting in the game that would let so one thing you have to do is take photos for side quests in the game, and you have to swipe up on the touchpad of the DualSense. And I could not figure out how to like remap that to something else in the settings. I tried for like 5 minutes and then just gave up and said, like, oh, I'll just do this whenever I actually play on my TV again.
mhm,
So
I
yeah, I
feel
don't know. I don't know who to give this to. I'm gonna
yeah,
throw a dart and I'm gonna say not Spider Man, not
I've got
Forza.
two chosen. If you choose one of them, I'm gonna go with the other one.
I'm gonna say Hi-Fi Rush because
Oh.
I feel like they had to put a lot of stuff in there because of like the tempo stuff, right? Like they want people to be able to play the game even if you know,
Hmm.
like what if you were deaf, right?
Yeah,
Or and like that's why they have visuals. That's why everything around you like kind of moves to the beat. I don't
I
know.
can I can feel that. I'm going with Forza. I was trying to decide between Forza and crap, I just clicked off the link and I forgot who it was. The first entry that was there. Um
Diablo 4.
Diablo 4. Yeah, I was trying to decide between them, but I'm gonna go with Forza. Got nothing else to say on it.
I just don't know what they've done different in this Forza from last ones. Like
Yeah.
I because like literally an XP farming method in Forza for the past few games has been turn all these accessibility options on and just walk away
Hmm.
because the car will literally just drive itself around the track if you turn them all on. But yeah. Up next, we have Best Performance awarded to an individual or voiceover for voiceover acting, motion, and or performance capture. We have Ben Starr for Final Fantasy 16, Cameron Monaghan for Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Idris Elba for Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty, Melanie Liburd for Alan Wake 2, Neil Newbon for Baldur's Gate 3, and Yuri Lowenthal for Marvel's Spider-Man 2. I'm going to say Ben Starr for Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, I was very close to saying Neil Newbon because it's Baldur's Gate and everyone is really loving it. But I want Ben Starr to win because at the beginning of the year, I mean, he's in Diablo 4 and he's in Final Fantasy 16. He's Clyde? No, not Clyde, the other
Clive.
guy. Clive. The
Clive.
n- n- I'm you're gonna have to remind. Is Clive the not main character, but the guy with like
No,
white
Clive is
blonde
the main
hair?
guy.
Oh, so this is the main guy?
Yeah,
Okay, then I take that back and I'm going for Newbon. I thought it was is his name Sid?
Sid, yeah, is the other
Sid.
guy.
I thought it was Sid for a moment. Um I really like that guy's voice because it's so low and gravelly.
Yeah,
Uh yeah, I'm gonna go with Neil Newbon then.
okay. Moving on, we have Best Audio Design, recognizing the best in game audio and sound designs. We have Alan Wake 2, Dead Space, Hi Fi Rush, Marvel's Spider Man 2, and Resident Evil 4. I'm going to say I want Hi Fi Rush to win
Mhm.
because it's a very audio heavy game, but
Mhm.
my thought process is it's going to go to a horror game, and I think that Alan Wake 2 is going to take it, even though I have not played it.
Yeah, I'm with you that I want Hi-Fi Rush to win, but if we're talking about in-game audio and sound design, if we're talking about besides the music, Like I don't think this really encapsulates music because that's the next category that we're
Yeah.
going to talk about. If I'm thinking like
This is like
wax,
footsteps,
yeah,
ambiance.
gunshots, things like that, I'm probably going to go with Resident Evil 4. But I want Alan Wake 2 or Hi-Fi Rush to win.
Okay. Next up, we have Best Score and Music for outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and or licensed soundtrack. I'm going Hi-Fi Rush.
Me too. There's not really even a second thought for me on this one.
Yeah. Best art direction. I don't even think I didn't even read the nominees for the last one.
Don't
Best
need
art
to.
direction for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. We have Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Lies of P, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. I,
Uh, I'm
I
I'm going Hi-Fi Rush. I want it to win, and I
okay.
think it will win.
I
I
want
think it's
Hi-Fi Rush to win. I think Lies of P is gonna win it though.
again. I love Mario. I love Zelda, but even though they changed the art style for Mario Wonder, it's very good, and it's so much better than the new Super Mario Brothers series. Um, I think Hi-Fi Rush just the charm in that game is just so amazing. And Tears of the Kingdom, as much as I love the world and I love everything about it, that was just Breath of the Wild art style brought
2.0.
back. Yeah,
Yeah.
still
Yeah,
great, but
I'm gonna say Liza P takes it just because like I've never played it, but like the videos and screenshots I've seen from that game, it's got such a specific look to the entire game.
that's fair.
Best narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. We have Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, Final Fantasy 16, and Marvel's Spider-Man 2. I want Spider-Man 2 to win this just because I love the game, but I think Gate 3 takes this. Just based on like the little amount of time I played with it, like
Mhm.
they're just I've talked about it in the past, but goofy shit can happen all the time. It's just a good time, like narratively.
I want, and I think Alan Wake 2 will win. Baldur's Gate 3, I've never played it yet, so I can't really speak too much on it, but I've heard that the last act or so of the game isn't as good as the
I
first
hear it
two.
dies. I hear it dies out. But here's the thing
Yeah.
though, like most of the people that I've heard of that played it, nobody has gotten that far. Or they're like, "Oh yeah, I haven't even advanced that far because I just want to keep playing."
Yeah, but just speaking on like I've heard people say that that ending isn't great. I think that will cost it here. Spider-Man 2, I think, while still a good story, I think it's the weakest of the Spider-Man games so far.
Yeah. I just love Venom though, man. Venom is so cool. Such a cool character.
17 inches of venom. Or
17 inches
what's
of
that?
Venom. So our second to last one, Best Game Direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. We have Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
For me, man, this one's tough. This one comes down to three choices: Zelda, Baldur's Gate 3, or Alan Wake 2. And honestly, you could ask me in an hour and I would probably change my mind. I think I gotta go with, man, I'll say Baldur's Gate 3.
I was gonna say Baldur's Gate 3 as well. It's this is a hard one. I will
This
agree.
one is tough. Um, I want Zelda to win. I also want Alan Wake 2 to win. Baldur's Gate 3, though. I mean, yeah. Like I said, ask me in like an hour and I could go back on that.
Last up, we have Game of the Year, recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. We have Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I will say I want Marvel Spider-Man 2 to win, just because I think out of this list of games, that's the game I've had the most fun with this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think Baldur's Gate 3 takes this just because that game it's a behemoth right now.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Just like the last one, Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. All three of those I think deserve this the most. Like, I will not be upset one way or another if either of those three win. I think they are the most deserving. I think Mario Wonder, Spider-Man 2, and Resident Evil 4 totally deserving of being in the conversation here. I think they have no chance whatsoever. None. If one of those ends up winning, then I might be like, what the hell just happened? Like,
I
how?
I I think that if Resident Evil 4 won this, I would legitimately be mad because like it's not. I'm not gonna say it's not a new game, but it's a lot of the writing and
I
stuff
totally get it. The remake
is not
conversation.
is is not
Yeah.
original. But like
I
I understand that there's a lot of new content in there as well, but still.
mhm. I'm gonna go with Zelda for game of the year. Uh, I mean, it's my favorite series ever, and Tears of the Kingdom might be my favorite game ever right now. I really am happy to see Remedy get in here with Alan Wake 2. I haven't played it
Especially
yet.
considering that it just came out like a
It
few weeks
just
ago.
came out. Um, and that it's deserving. It's not just like a recency bias. Like I've been hearing people say, like, no, this 100% is deserving of being in this conversation. So I'm super happy for it to be there. I think I'm gonna go with Tears of the Kingdom. Uh, Maybe if I had gotten a chance to play Baldur's Gate 3 before this, maybe that could sway my opinion. I totally acknowledge everyone who said every little good thing about Baldur's Gate 3. But I look at Tears of the Kingdom and I'm like, man, this took Breath of the Wild, which I thought was the peak game for me at the time, and made it better by adding in the building stuff and all the puzzles, and they completely hid another layer of the world from us in the depths that we had no idea going about into the game. We thought, oh, the sky, that's a big deal. Nah, we just completely doubled the map and put it underneath you. Um, yeah, I think I think it's got to be Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, well. Oh, that yawn came out of nowhere. Um, this has been our, I guess scorecard. We have a doc of who we think is going to win which award, and we're going to
Mhm.
come back the podcast after the game awards, so in about a month, and probably go over the results of this and talk about. I'm sure we're not going to talk about every category, but I'm sure we'll talk
No.
about some that are maybe surprised us, or
Yeah.
obviously we're going to talk about game of the year. That's a given.
Yeah.
So yeah, stay tuned for that next month. Um, John, do you want to talk about what we've been playing, or do you want to just call it?
Let's just call it.
I will
This
say
was
we streamed Halo 3 last night, or Halo Infinite. Halo 3 maps came out. It's a blast.
mhm.
Halo Infinite is as good now as it has ever been. I'll say that. I hope they
I'll
can keep
say
this momentum.
I'll say between playing that and Modern Warfare 3, I've been playing a lot of 360 era maps over the last few days.
There was a third game that I saw somebody talking about. Oh, it's like we have Fortnite OG back, we have Halo 3 back, and
Yeah.
we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 essentially back.
Yep.
Like we're just living in the heyday. But yeah, that's gonna do it for episode 247 of the show. As always, follow us on Twitter at Pixel Street, and check out our pin tweet there to see all the links to our social media, including a Discord invite. Come say what's up. Tell us who you think is gonna win Game of the Word. Tell us who you think should have taken Resident Evil 4's spot on the list. What did I say? Did I
Game
mess
of
up
the
my words?
award.
Game of the
Game of the
award. Yeah,
award.
tell us who's gonna win Game of the award. Um, yeah, I honestly, John, I'm surprised Starfield was only nominated for one category.
You're gonna get stuff like that when it's a packed year and people
Yeah,
look at your
crazy
game and
here.
they're like, "There's not much innovation in this. This is exactly what we expected it to be."
Yeah, Fallout in space. That's what we all
Yep.
expected. But some people were
Where
expecting more.
Yeah, some people were expecting more and they didn't get. They got Fallout in space. Now you compare that to Tears of the Kingdom, where I was just talking about. It's like, oh yeah, it's just Breath of the Wild again. But no, they added in all these different functionalities to the game that actively made new puzzles and new experiences. They completely changed the game, even though it used the more or less the same map.
Yeah. We just went on a little tangent there.
Yeah, we did.
But yeah, anyway, you could follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/Pixel Street Videos. That's where we post all of our podcasts, Let's Plays, unboxings, and live streaming. I want to do more streaming of games that I'm playing, so just check that out. You can find me on Twitter at Campo63 or twitch.tv/Campo63. John, where are you at on the internet?
On Twitter, I am at Rivik Shadows, and you can find my writing on GameSandwich.com.
Cool. We will be right back here next week with episode 248 of the Pixel Street Podcast.
Bye.